Hi everyone, it's me Kiana and welcome back to my channel. Today we are in the regular slot near my bookshelves. I am here today to bring you my March wrap up. In the month of March I read about 6-7 books I think one of those numbers. Loved everything I wanted to read. I did not get to one book on my TBR, and the one book I did not get to was Alice's Adventure in Wonderland. As I record this video, it is the 29th of March. Trying to get this up either Saturday or the next Wednesday. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. You guys all know I did my video from the first book I read to the last book I read. So March was P.S. I Like You by Casey West. This is now my second book that I read by Casey West. This is about a girl named Lily, and in her chemistry class she scribbles her favorite song lyrics onto the desk, and when she returns the next day, somebody, she doesn't know who, has written the next lyrics onto the desk, and they start like a secret writing letter, like you got mail, like they don't know who did it. Absolutely love this. I figured who the person that was when they did the Thanksgiving dinner. Found out who it was. I was so happy it was that person because he knew, and then they just loved each other so much after that. I rated this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I bought another Casey West book and I'm planning on reading it next month, and yeah. The second book that I read in the month of March, I bought it in January. I will leave my January book haul up on the eye, and that was The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, which features the original story. It is, instead of this being white, it is black, and without the dust jacket, it is white with the gold details. This book is about a girl named Jude, and when she was 7 years old, someone came and killed her mother and her father before taking her twin sister, and her older sister Victoria back into the Fae world. After that, it's 10 years later, she is now 17, and she wants to become a Fae. She wants to join the Night Guard and all of that. I am going to do a book talk on this later on this month, and because I absolutely love this, I rated this a 5 out of 5 stars. If you did not see my previous video for how I tab books, this book is in it, and I tapped it up because I absolutely loved it. About the halfway mark, Jude became my favorite character because instead of being this girl that is shy, she becomes this girl that is strong, sassy, and everything above, and I absolutely loved it. Everyone should check this out. That I read in the month of March wasn't on my TBR. It was on a whim, and I decided to pick it up, and that was The Winter's Curse by Marie Rutowski. I did a book talk on it. I will leave it up on the eye. This is my second time rereading the series. Well, the first book. I've never finished the trilogy. For those who don't know what The Winter's Curse is about, you live under a rock. Second, it is about a girl named Castro. She is the general's daughter, and one day when she was at the market with her friend accidentally led her to a slave auction, and she ends up buying a slave, and shit takes off from there because he's not a slave, he's a rebel, and he wanted to be put in the general's camp so he could track everything down and know everything. And after that, the rebels take over the city, and you know, they love each other. I love this book. If you saw my book talk, you understand how much I enjoyed and loved this book. I will leave it up on the eye. This was 5 out of 5 stars. Read in the month of March was for a reread that I'm going to complete next month, and that was book 4 in the Percy Jackson series, which is The Battle of the Labyrinth. Of course, this was a 5 out of 5 stars. This was the second time me reading this series in anticipation for me to reread the first 3 books and finish the Heroes of Olympus series, which I have right here. Absolutely love this. If you don't know what this one's about, it's Percy meets a girl and is trying to go to high school, and she runs into the girl from, it's over here on the side, runs into the girl who can see through the mist, and then they have to go through the labyrinth to try to find the person who created it in order for them to try to stop their enemies who is trying to attack the camp. Absolutely love this. I'm going to read The Last Olympian this month, but when I record this is going to be next month, and try to finish out the trilogy. Anyway, it was to conclude a duology that I read last month, and I love it. You can see the first book, I think, right there, and that was Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. If you don't know what this is about, I will link I think it was my October or November wrap-up up on the eye. for you guys to read, but it's basically a city split into two. One with humans in it that is terrorizing people, and the one without, that people are trying to go to and take over. That is in the first book. Shit happens, and then in the second book they're trying to protect the second city while getting rid of the people in the first. And absolutely love this. Cried my eyes out at the end. This was a 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then the last book that I read in the month of March was for a reread. I am not going to do the reread that they are continuing to do because that would include me reading The Infernal Device, and I read it already in July and August, and I don't want to do that. But anyway, it was the halfway mark of this series, and that was City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. This is book 3 in the Mortal Instruments series. Book 4 is of course on my TBR, so I can finally read this series. I remember reading this series, and then up until City of Ashes, I don't know what happened. For those who don't know, this is a 6-book series, so for me to not remember what happened in book 2 isn't good. So continue to love this. This time they are going to address, which is their, like, where Shadowhunters are born and raised, to try to stop Valentine from getting the third and final mortal instrument. Should have said that quicker because of this book title. Loved the hell out of this book. This book was a 4 out of 5 stars. And then the book that I am currently reading, this is Dust Jacket. Was not on my TBR either. I am like 21% through it. If you follow my Goodreads, you can see that. And that is Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas, the 3rd book in the Throne of Glass series. It is going to be a 7-book series. Supposedly, I've only reread the 1st and 2nd book. Up until this book, Queen of Shadows, I don't know what happened because these are really big books, and I read through everything. For the 2nd and the 3rd books, I do not remember what happened. 1st and 2nd, absolutely remembered. 3rd and 4th, don't remember. And then I've never read Empire Storms, and I still haven't read Tower of Dawn, which I need to get back to my sister. This is the 3rd book in the series because it's a long-ass series. And she is now traveling to the different, what is it called? Doesn't say, but she has to go to the series and basically accept the fact who she is, what powers she has, and try to connect back with the family that she had. And I'm absolutely loving rereading this because it just clarifies the fact that I like Selena better with Chael or Dorian than I like her with Rowan. So these are the books that I read in the month of March. Comment down below if you read any of these and want to talk about it.